the action by the OSP, for me, was not right. I think that Ken Ofori-Atta, former Minister of State, is not above the law, and that he wouldn't run away from being investigated and prosecuted. We have a country that is built on a constitution and laws, and at all material moments, due process must be adhered to. Nobody is saying that none or any of the former appointees, if or when they have been found to have done something untoward, something that affronts our country, a wrongdoing, should be left out of the hook. Nobody is saying that. Justice must be served, accountability must be exacted and demanded from anybody who holds political office, or the Deputy Minister for Education. They're not above the law. But in our quest to ascertain whether somebody abused their office or engaged in any corrupt act, we must allow the rule of law to prevail. The OSP, when he was speaking to the press, and Uncle Kosi did say that what happened in Ken's house was staged. He accused Ken Ofori-Atta of wrongdoing. An investigator should build their cases on sound and grounded evidence. But now it has turned out that that pronouncement of his was wrong. And I'm expecting him to do the needful by apologizing to the person, Ken Ofori-Atta. Because for me,
to be fair.
Yeah.
And of course, you're entitled to interpret that statement.
Yeah.
That's it's entirely up to you.
Tell me what he said. Well,
He said that raid was either staged or an imposter action. Those were the two exact words that he used.
But
you're entitled to interpret and to say that, he's referring to Ken.
What you said is not different from what I've said.
Okay.
At least one of what I've said is captured in your statement, purported to have said by him, either himself or by an imposter. So,
no, what I'm saying that what I heard him say, we just want to be fair to the facts.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're entitled
Yeah.
to interpret it the way you want it. But the man said that raid was either staged or an imposter action. But there was no mention of Ken Ofori-Atta's name in that statement. I can read it to you.
So who was he referring to?
So we can ask for that better particulars.
No, because I want to be careful.
It was so obvious.
Yes.
He was referring to Ken.
Yeah.
Yes. I have to be very careful. I don't want, in my politics, I don't want to impugn somebody's integrity.
Yeah.
Because if it is done to me, I wouldn't be happy. That is why I want to choose my words carefully.
Yes.
I'm saying what I heard him say. But evidence shows that Ken's house was raided by security operatives.
There's no doubt about it.
So, upon what basis did he make that pronouncement if you've not gathered enough evidence? Okay, so for me, that is something he has to think. He has to think about it, and I expect him to apologize to Ken. Number two, I'm not a lawyer, but upon what basis did he classify or label or describe Ken Ofori-Atta as a fugitive of justice and a wanted man? Who is a wanted person? Somebody who is in custody and has absconded. Somebody who has broken jail. This somebody who is being pursued by the police. Is a wanted person. But there is somebody who has not escaped from custody. somebody who sought permission from the chief of staff, both chief of staffs, the outgone one and the current one, with evidence. Article 19(1) of the Constitution says that a person even charged with a criminal offense shall be given a fair hearing within a reasonable time by a court, assuming you've even been accused. I heard Andy Kwesi on last week Tuesday on PCFM, and he made an instructive point. Why do we go for people that we believe have abused their office? Are we only interested in their incarceration, or we are interested in what we believe they have wrongfully amassed? For me, the bottom line is that we have to be very careful in this country. When regimes change, we don't have to assume that the former regime was made up of individuals who abused their offices or engaged in corrupt practices without having ample evidence to say same. And that is a practice I want us to be very careful about. The OSP wrote to Ken, I think on the 24th of February, asking him to appear before the OSP on the 10th of February. Letter was written by him on 24th of January. 24th of January that he should appear before the 10th.
Yes. And
his lawyers told him that the man is unwell. If you disbelieve what the lawyers had said, what do you have to do? As an investigator, you need to do your own checks and establish whether what the man is saying is true or not. Then you did this press conference. And the
OSP disagrees with you on that. They say that it is actually the responsibility of Ken and his lawyers to give further and better particulars. It's not their responsibility. I don't know what you think.
I also disagree with him. You are the investigator.
It says me, I'm looking for you.
Oh, you prove that is not fair. That is not fair.
Yeah.
That is not fair. He's a lawyer, and I'm sure he knows the procedure.
Yeah.
What's the role of an investigator? That if I don't produce further and better particulars, you don't have an obligation to do same?
No, as for me, I'm coming after you.
Then how do we pay you? You don't come for me without justifiable cause. There must be some amount of reasonableness in whatever you do. I mean, the Acts, the OSP Act of 2017 gives him power. He doesn't exercise his own power. He derives his powers from the Acts.
Absolutely.
Please, those of us who are privileged to lead, you must understand that it's an honor and that there's other persons who are better than us. So when we are exercising our powers, we must do so judiciously and not capriciously and whimsically. Today your power, tomorrow the power will elude you. And what you don't wish to be done to you in future, don't do to others. Okay, so I am for accountability. I need to account to Ghanaians. What I did with my office, but due process must be adhered to. Okay. And you know, the same Article 19 talks about Article 19 2C. A person even charged with a criminal offense shall be presumed to be innocent until he is proved or has pleaded what? Guilty.
No doubt.
And the F says, be permitted to defend himself before the court in person or by a lawyer of his choice. So, if we are going for wrongdoing, assuming Ken Ofori-Atta is bedridden, assuming he cannot even speak, and we still need him per this constitutional provision, can't his lawyer even stand in for him to provide the answers that you need? Should it necessarily be that you have to be around in person? We said it's advancing. Unless there's an ulterior motive behind what you are doing, Okay?
They say they don't have a case. They don't have a case with the lawyers. They have a case with Ken. They're not interested in talking to the lawyers. So they'll wait till Ken recovers from whatever illness or medical condition.
Yes. We hope that he recovers. Okay? But nobody can predict tomorrow.
Okay.
Nobody can predict tomorrow. As I sit here, do I know what will happen to me tomorrow? We cannot. So if we have an opportunity to do right, we must do that as long as we have the power and the means to do. Otherwise, the time might come that what we are even looking for, we cannot even get it. We must exercise our powers so well. And I'm asking the government to start a full-scale investigation into that needless raid in the house of Ken Ofori-Atta. Because it can happen to any other person. We must stop. We are resetting the country. We must do things right. Hot people back home, because people are others dead. Those years, those dark years, we don't need them now. We must live in peace. The Constitution guarantees our safety. You cannot invade my privacy. You cannot invade my property. Just like that. I'll be told, you cannot do that. There should be a just cause why you should come to my house. We are not living in a jungle. We are living in a civil society, a democratic society. A society that we built to the toil and sweat and blood of our fathers. And all of us must protect this. We must protect our democracy. 32 years of democracy in this country, it's not the best, but we must be proud of it and guide it and allow the rule of law to prevail. Our liberties must be respected. That is what we need to do. Not that, because power will be changing. When NPP won, when we had the 169 seats, people were saying that the NDC will be extinct, right? People were saying that, but I disagree. Because dealing with human beings, you cannot play. You can build heaven. You can build heaven.
So whether power changes or not, the OSP will still be. It's independent. Of course, he has a 7-year mandate, but it's supposed to be an independent.
No, but yes.
So when you say power changes,
no.
Oh, you mean with the axing of the national
about constitutional power, like regimes.
Yes.
We have 169 seats.
I'm saying that, but what has that got to do with the work of the OSP? I'm trying to get a linkage.
No, the point I'm making is that we are building democracy.
Yes.
Okay, that democracy must be jealously guarded.
Yes.
The OSP that you are saying that has a fixed power. Look at the acts. It can be removed per certain acts and inactions of him.
Of course.
When he does something untoward, it can be changed. Okay, so we must all tread cautiously.
Okay.
And that, in ending, in concluding, Mr. President, in concluding, I know that Ken will avail himself for us to know the truth of what transpired under his jurisdiction. Thank you.